Upon release in 2019 of Downton Abbey's first movie, it was clear that the series still had legs in it, with it receiving quite positive reviews, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, as well as grossing quite a respectable $194 million worldwide. And so, we make a return to Downton to see what our favourite aristocrats and servants have been up to. Hey guys, welcome back to Adlib Talk, and this is my review for Downton Abbey, A New Era. Before we start with this review, don't forget to leave a like on this video and please do consider subscribing. Now it is here that I must tell you that Downton Abbey is one of those series that I grew up with, and therefore keep that in mind. I am quite biased whilst reviewing this movie. Written by Julian Fellowes and directed by Simon Curtis, Downton Abbey A New Era starts off after the events of the first Downton Abbey movie. Tom Branson gets married with Lucy Smith, and this obviously brings a lot of joy to the Crawley family and friends. However, it seems that all is not well in Downton. The Abbey is not in its best state, with a lot of leaks in the attic, and unfortunately no money for repairs. At the same time, Mary is still trying to find Downton Abbey's place in the new modern world. In comes director Jack Barber, who wishes to film a movie in Downton. This would not only bring in an influx of cash, which would help repairs, but also, like in the first movie, make Downton relevant again for the modern world. Another important plotline in this movie involves the Dowager Countess's past life and possible love, with a French Marquis leaving a villa in the south of France to her in his will. Violet had apparently spent an idyllic week there with the Marquis, and so the other half of the plot line is spent with us trying to uncover what really happened in that week between Violet and the French Marquis. Needless to say, those are only two major plot lines, with a lot of other minor plot lines covering the lives of the servants and the other minor members of the Crawley family. There's illnesses, there's love, there's new life, as you can imagine if you've watched the series. But I must say, props to Julian Fellowes for once again managing to fit in the lives of all the different characters, whether major or minor, and still also forming a coherent plot that takes the Crawleys and the servants to different exciting locations as well as different exciting set pieces. The writing is as sharp as ever, with Violet especially given some of her best ever lines. The humor in this movie is great, but I feel like you would need to be a fan of Downton to truly appreciate it. With regard to the story itself, I enjoyed both major plot lines. Seeing the development of the silent movie The Gambler in Downton was fascinating, as Fellowes connected this feeling of irrelevancy pretty darn well. Just like the Crawleys are fearing their time is up in this new modern world of the 30s, so too are the various silent film actors like Myrna Dalglish and Guy Dexter, who are scared of theatre actors now taking over due to development of sound and dialogue in movies, therefore the talkies. This is an important theme in this movie, which I feel Julian Fellowes explored really well. At the same time, we have the Crawleys exploring the south of France, and this is where the movie can show off its usual beautiful cinematography, which has always been an essential part of the Downton experience. The settings are spectacular to look at, with the refreshing French Riviera obviously offering a spectacular backdrop to the drama taking place between the Crawleys themselves as well as the Marquis's family. Performances are overall quite decent, with some standouts. Naturally, Dame Maggie Smith is a delight to have on screen, dominating the show with her sharp, witty comments, but also some incredibly emotional moments as well. Smith balances the humor and poignancy so well in such a natural way that it feels almost second nature to her. Her jokes never feel forced, and her dry humor will have you in tears, as will her more emotional moments. She also bounces off actresses like Michelle Dockery and Penelope Wilton excellently, and they have some great moments here. I also thought Hugh Bonneville, unsurprisingly, was another standout, and he had some great moments, especially in the final third of the movie involving his wife Cora, acted as always beautifully by the talented Elizabeth McGovern. From downstairs, I feel that Kevin Doyle as Mr. Mosley had some great humorous moments and was the standout in that aspect. Now, some may ask whether we truly need a Downton Abbey sequel, and I would argue that yes, whilst the movie does still feel episodic in nature, especially due to the various storylines taking place, Fellowes has managed to make it fit for the big screen. Like I said, the cinematography here is beautifully done, and it is really, really well shot. It's a joy to hear the Downton Abbey soundtrack in the cinema, and just the fact that the writing has taken the Crawleys away from Downton and off to the French Riviera has meant that the stakes are higher than in the first movie and our horizons broadened. Overall, Downton Abbey, A New Era is a great return to form for Julian Fellowes and all the cast and crew after the slightly underwhelming, in my opinion, first movie, although it was still very fun. My rating for it is a 4 out of 5, and my suggestion to go watch it in the cinema if you are a fan of the series. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that review, and if you did, as always, guys, don't forget to leave a like on this video, and please do consider subscribing. Cheers, and I'll see you guys next time right here on Adlib Talk.